I'm so grateful for Jack Zorn and his belief in young people. I remember him always saying, you know, you're the future of the church, and giving us the opportunity within our church families and church community to lead, and not just through public speaking opportunities and Bible memorization, but also learning though how to even run a meeting. I remember at times we were learning leadership skills of how you even lead a meeting with an agenda. And these type skills have translated even in my professional career. Now at 55 years old, I still remember how we were taught to organize our thoughts, to really understand our audience, to make sure we were efficient. That was beautiful.
I remember hearing a statistic a long time ago that public speaking was the #1 fear amongst adults. You know, I saw young people as well as myself develop into such strong leaders, not only in the church, but in the community, and to be able to meet people and speak to people, and it just is an unbelievable gift. And so his impact has reached, it's amazing how many thousands. I know I had an opportunity to, I would say in the hundreds of thousands, because I had an opportunity to also go to another church and start a Lads to Leaders program, which once again was just a multiplication of more people that were, you know, influenced by Jack and all the great things that he was able to present. And so I would just say that it's a nationwide impact. I remember whenever the Lads to Leaders program was in its infancy and was very young and very small, and yet now you look at the conventions and they have several conventions that go on nationally, and it's just amazing.
Not only was he the pulpit minister at Oxford, but he did work very closely with us young boys, and he's very passionate in us developing our leadership skills. I've got a picture somewhere, and we're standing on the courthouse steps, and he had us go over and do some presentations for the mayor of Oxford, Alabama. And I don't know how you get a bunch of kids from middle school and grammar school to go do presentations, in City Hall. But Jack had that way of getting us introduced to things outside the church, very influential. He never forced his way in, but he was hard to say no to.
So Jack Zorn began the program as a way to train boys to be leaders in the church, whether it be ministers or Bible school teachers or in whatever form of leadership. And then, of course, as the program expanded to include girls, I'm so thankful it did. I'm so thankful he had that vision. I have older brothers who participated in the program as I did, but as I grew and realized that I needed to have those skills too, and as someone who has planned lots of ladies events in church environment, it is very hard to find females, especially in my age group and older, who are willing to even lead a prayer or lead a song, much less teach the lesson. But what I'm learning with women who have gone through the program, they're much more comfortable because they've learned at a young age how and that they can. And so I appreciate his passion and his vision, that he saw that not only the need for teaching boys to do that, but also the girls, that we've got to have strong female leaders in the church in the appropriate environment.
I often get asked by young youth ministers how to have a wider footprint. I get to speak at some events and lectureships, and I've keynoted at CYC, and what I try to tell those young guys is to think in terms of significant obscurity. You don't have to be known all over the brotherhood to be impactful. You just impact that small circle of people. And Brother Zorn's one of those guys who's impacted thousands and tens of thousands of people. And everybody who's involved in Lads to Leaders has a story to tell. That Jack did this, said that, shook my hand when I got an award, talked to me about my speech. And I don't think it's that everybody loves Jack as much as everybody believes Brother Jack loves them. And that's the magic of Jack Zorn leading all those lads through all those years.
I can't imagine a more deserving individual that has shown more leadership throughout his entire life to young people. And as those young people have matured and have gotten to be older, I mean, what a legacy Jack Zorn has left behind. People know what Lads to Leaders is, but it's because of Jack. I mean, everybody knows the red coat. You know, Jack has developed such a phenomenal outreach into the communities of the whole entire United States. And these people that have learned from him, Jack deserves to be awarded many, many more prestigious honors. But this is a great honor for him, and it's one that's very fitting because, I mean, I can't think of any one individual that I know that has influenced more young people through any program other than Lads to Leaders. It's been phenomenal.
Jack Zorn has the ability to just affirm you to where you feel like you can run through a brick wall. I can remember so many times when I felt he was saying, Zane, you can do it. You're gifted, you're talented. You're gonna really be a leader. You're gonna be a church leader and a business leader. But as I think about that, how many thousands of young men and women have felt that same energy from Jack Zorn? What a gift to the body of Christ, to the kingdom.
Mr. Zorn, after all these years of participating in your program, I just want to take the opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for the vision that you had many, many years ago, and thank you for the work that you put into starting it and growing it, and all of the love and work that you've put into it over the years. Me and my family have benefited from it, and I know thousands of others have, and we appreciate your efforts.
I personally appreciate your passion at great personal expense for you to develop leaders in the Lord's church. And I can't thank you enough for being my friend and being one of my mentors. And when Rhonda says, hey, I talked to Daddy about you, or I let Daddy hear your podcast, you always say something nice. And that means a lot to me for a man of your caliber to think I'm worth anything. Thank you, sir.
Daddy,
Yes.
how did it make you feel when I told you about the award that Faulkner's giving you?
It made me feel real special and surprised that they still remembered me. I love Faulkner very much.